Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Now, you may remember on the undercard of Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev, CHRIS EUBANK appeared fighting Zarameta. And at the final press conference, EUBANK made some very scathing assessments of the industry's promoters. He was asked actually why he signed with Boxer and Ben Shalom, and he said, because the others are all scumbags. And then he listed them all, and he made remarks about Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, and Frank Smith, Sowlands. But what he said about Warren, he said that he sort of lied and cheated his way for X amount of years within the boxing industry. And this was probably fueled by the fact that Frank successfully sued Chris when he pulled out of a British title fight. This goes back several years. Now, we thought this little, disagreement, shall we say, had been put to bed because Chris, the same evening, apologised, retracted his statements and apologised. And Frank actually, Queensberry released a statement saying, well, no problem. I think it's, things get said in the heat of the moment. And it all seemed, you suspected that Turki Al-Sheikh had got EUBANK and Frank together and said, look, this is bad for the brand, or whatever you want to call it. I hate that word, brand. But, it's bad for the look. Cop yourselves on. Well, 23rd of December last year, let's fast forward. Happy Christmas and Happy New Year to you, Mr. EUBANK, from Queensberry Promotions, because apparently Frank and Queensberry have begun legal proceedings regarding suing EUBANK Jr. for defamation of character. Now, if you think back to that day it was September, late September, I think, Warren went on TalkSport and actually said, I sued EUBANK Jr. This was for pulling out of the British title fight. I successfully sued him, and I'm going to sue him again. And anyone else who wants to call me those things can get in line, get in the queue. And we thought after the apologies, that it was all going to be done and dusted. Not a bit of it. Now, some of the rags, the local rags, the Daily Mail and the Sun and all that, tabloid crap, they've been reporting on this, saying that, no, it's very much alive, this dispute. And, actually, Frank suing EUBANK goes back all the way back to 2016. And that was when EUBANK was British champion. And he sued EUBANK for, I think it was 200 grand was the figure I heard. It was a six-figure sum anyway. But now suddenly out of the blue, the maybe it's not out of the blue, maybe it's been bubbling under away from the headlines. But suddenly this has been resurrected, this whole, defamation of character issue. By the way, the Zarameta fight was EUBANK's first under boxer, and Ben Shalom. But when asked about promoters, EUBANK actually said, well, the only person I can trust the only person who cares about boxers is Turki Al-Sheikh. He gave Ben Shalom a little aside at the end and said, yeah, Ben's all right as well. Yeah, well, I quite like Ben. That's why I signed with him, But yeah, here we go. Uncle Frank, Mr. Litigious himself, very long history of going down the legal route. The filing is listed under media and communication. Defamation, libel, and slander is the format of the defamation. That's all. These are all the words that are used. But like I say, this has been. I think I've read articles reporting on this in the Sun, the Mail, but also abroad. I mean, I think that the New York Times, one of the American publications online, had an article about it. So it would seem that, this is it. This is it, you know. And it might be that Chris Eubank Jr.'s biggest foe in 2025 is not someone in the opposing corner in the boxing ring, it's someone in the opposing corner out of the ring, and that's going to be Frank Warren. And Frank hasn't always won his legal battles. Don King, I think, successfully sued him in the 90s for quite a considerable amount. I want to say 9 or 11 million. I think it was 9 million quid. So that wasn't to be sniffed at. But Frank likes a trial. He likes a tribunal. And this, of course, goes down the tribunal route. Anyway, what do you think? I wonder how this would work, because if Eubank apologised, which he certainly appeared to, and Queensberry accepted the apology, which they appeared to, I wonder if they could resurrect that, the legal issue itself. I wonder if it would weaken their cause, or if they're going to go down the route and say, well, actually, he's continued to say things. Because there are so many interviews that you see online. Maybe I've missed one or two that have Eubank repeating certain things, or maybe something new about Warren. I don't know. But yeah, intriguing stuff. The comments that Eubank made about Eddie Hearn, Frank Smith were regarding the Conor Benn situation, where they said, okay, you know, let's keep the fight going on. Sauerlands were involved in that as well. Let's keep the fight still happening. And Eubank seems outraged at this. But Eubank, I've definitely seen him interviewed where he said that, or I've seen certain parties interviewed, I think Hearn might be one of them, where they've said, actually, Eubank agreed to fight, but for more money. He wanted more money, but he was prepared to fight. So maybe he's lucky that Hearn and Matremont's suing him as well. And as for the Sauerlands, I mean, I think they just laughed it off. But Frank don't take these things trivially, does he? He takes them seriously. Anyway, let me know what you think. Comments below, and please like the video if you enjoyed it, and hit the subscribe button if you're new, and build the channel up. That would be a big help to us all. I always appreciate your time. Thank you for joining in, and much love. Take care. Bye for now.